everyone. Imagine opening a massive 4K video project, launching the latest AAA game, or booting up your workstation and everything just clicks. No spinning wheels, no lag, just pure, instant responsiveness. That's the promise of the Samsung Internal SSD 991TB. And today we're diving deep into why this drive might be the fastest, most power-smart upgrade you can make right now. First off, let us talk numbers because they tell the story better than any marketing tagline. The 990 delivers up to 7,150 megabytes per second sequential read and 6,450 megabytes per second sequential write. In plain English, that means loading a 100 gigabyte game world in under 10 seconds, copying a 50 gigabyte 4K footage clip in roughly 7 seconds, and shaving minutes off any large file transfer. But speed isn't just about big, linear moves. Random I/O performance hits 700K IOPS read and a staggering 1.1 million IOPS write. That's the kind of latency-free responsiveness you feel when a game spawns enemies instantly, or when Photoshop applies a complex filter without freezing the UI. Real world, your multi-tab browser feels like a single tab, your CAD software renders models on the fly, and your video editing timeline never stutters, even when you're juggling multiple 8K streams. Now, speed is great, but it can drain a laptop's battery in a flash. Samsung tackled that head-on with what they call power-conscious performance. Compared to the previous 990 Pro, the new 990 is up to 38 more efficient per watt. How does that translate? If you're gaming on a high-end laptop, you'll see longer play sessions before you have to hunt for an outlet. If you're a creator on the move, rendering a 30-minute 4K edit will cost you less juice than it did on older NVMe drives. The Drive's controller intelligently throttles power during idle periods while instantly ramping up when you need raw throughput, giving you the perfect balance of performance and endurance. Storage capacity is the next pillar. The 990 series tops out at 2 terabytes, and the 1 terabyte model we're reviewing sits right in the sweet spot for most power users. Think about it, you can keep every major game installed, no more juggling 50 gigabytes titles to make room for the newest release. You can store weeks of 4K raw footage, multiple Lightroom catalogs, or an entire library of 8-bit audio samples without constantly offloading to an external drive. That full library, fewer compromises philosophy means less time spent managing space and more time actually creating or playing. But raw hardware is only half the story. The software ecosystem matters just as much. Samsung's Magician Suite is the control center for the 990. With a few clicks you can check drive health, run benchmark tests, and apply the latest firmware updates critical for maintaining those top-tier speeds over time. The suite also offers optional hardware-based encryption, so your sensitive projects stay locked down even if the laptop is lost. And for the data-obsessed, continuous smart monitoring sends you alerts before a failure could happen, giving you a chance to back up and replace without panic. Let us put all this into a typical day. You wake up, fire up Windows, and the OS boots in under 5 seconds because the system partition lives on the 990. You launch Adobe Premiere, import a 10-minute 6K clip, and the media cache populates instantly, no spinning cursor. While you edit, a background Windows update downloads and installs while you're still working, thanks to the Drive's ability to handle simultaneous sequential and random workloads without a hitch. At lunch, you jump into Cyberpunk 2077, and the game world streams in real time. No texture pop-in, no stutter. After work, you copy a 100 gigabytes project archive to an external backup, and it finishes before you even finish your coffee. All of that while the laptop's battery still shows a healthy 70 because the SSD isn't guzzling power. How does the 990 stack up against the competition? The WD Black SN850X hits similar sequential numbers, but its power draw is noticeably higher, meaning shorter battery life on laptops. The crucial P5 Plus offers decent speeds but lags in random IOPS, which becomes apparent in heavy multitasking or large-scale rendering. In the premium tier, the 990's combination of top-end performance, lower wattage, and Samsung's polished software suite gives it a clear edge for creators and gamers who demand both speed and efficiency. So should you upgrade? If you're still on a SATA SSD or an older PCIe 3.0 drive, the leap to the 990 feels like moving from a bicycle to a sports car. You'll notice faster boots, smoother game loads, and a more responsive workflow across the board. Even if you already have a PCIe 4.0 drive, the 990's power efficiency and superior random I/O make it a compelling upgrade, especially for laptops where every watt counts. In conclusion, the Samsung Internal SSD 991TB ISNT, just another fast storage device. It's a holistic performance upgrade that respects your battery, your storage needs, and your workflow. It gives you the freedom to keep every game, every project, and every file at your fingertips without compromise. If you're ready to eliminate those dreaded load screens and power drain bottlenecks, hit the link below